Neila Devi, Mrs. Shammi Kapoor, I have no words to thank you for this interview, which you agreed to so graciously. I know you were slightly hesitant, slightly reluctant when I came to this very house a week ago and requested you. And you said, let me wait for a week, let me think it over. And
Thank you for
I,
giving me the honor. I feel honored that you people think that you are interested in my interview, but anyway, thank you.
no, I must say, it's not just about the interest, it's about the respect that we have for you.
Thank you.
And that really brings me here.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy that today I'm not just sitting opposite you, but I'm sitting right in the room where you got married to Shami sir.
We got
And
married here, right?
and
Yes.
let's go down memory lane and let's start from this room itself.
Yes.
That ये शादी कैसे हुई और
जी
यहाँ पर क्यों हुई?
शादी तो मेरे कृष्णा जी मेरी जेठानी मतलब राजी's वाइफ शी वाज वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ मी बिकॉज आई यूज्ड टू बी फ्रेंड्स विथ her daughter Ritu Nanda and we used to go out together and all that and शायद आपको पता है अप्सरा हमारा जो थिएटर था संगम इससे शुरू हुआ था सो आना जाना काफ़ी सारा होता था वहाँ वो ट्रायल्स के लिए आते थे घर पे आते थे हम वहाँ जाते थे तो शी यूज्ड टू बी वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ मी कृष्णा जी तो उन्होंने सजेस्ट किया मेरे हस्बैंड को कि शी इज़ वेरी ही वुड लिसन टू हर जो भी बोलेंगे वो ज़रूर करेंगे कि यू गेट मैरिड टू हर तो उनको एक दिन समझ आई पता नहीं क्या तो मिडल ऑफ द डे नेक्स्ट डे इसकी शादी की तैयारियां शुरू हो रही थी रितु की तो उसके अगले दिन ऑन द 26 जनवरी की नाइट को ही कॉल्ड इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट टू माई प्लेस बिकॉज ही न्यू माई ब्रदर ही वॉज गुड फ्रेंड्स विथ माई ब्रदर फ़ोन करके पूछा कि बात करनी है बिकॉज वैसे तो बात नहीं करते थे हम वी वर वेरी दैट वे ऑर्थोडॉक्स पीपल लाइक तो बात करके पहले तो मेरी सिस्टर ने फ़ोन उठाया था उन्होंने बैंक कर दिया कि रात को 11-12 बजे 1 बजे कोई फ़ोन नहीं करता है बट इवेंचुअली सेज नो
Knowing that he was Shami Kapoor.
या शी सेड दिस इज़ नॉट टाइम टू टॉक बट ही सेड आई हैव टू टॉक टू हर नाउ बिकॉज मैं शायद बाद में बात नहीं कर सकूँगा तो और हमारी बात चल रही है तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं बात करूँ तो देन माई सिस्टर गेव इट टू मी वी बोथ शेयरिंग द रूम so he talked to me about his life like from the beginning from I think he was about 11 years old जब से तो उस रात तक की सब बातें मुझे बताई इनके फैमिली के बारे में माँ बाप के बारे में रिश्तेदार his affairs at a younger age school college वगैरह वगैरह then the way he got married to Geeta ji बच्चे how he lost her and then his girlfriend everything he detail में मुझे पूरा बताया we talked for about 4 to 5 hours on the phone and he said all this I'm putting it in front of you and I'm proposing to you पूरा हमारे नाम पूछा क्या नाम है क्या वगैरह क्या क्या मैंने of course he asked me about myself also कहाँ पढ़े हैं कितना रहे वगैरह वगैरह और I'm proposing to you that I would like to marry you tomorrow I'll come at night take you to Banganga and we'll get married there I said first of all आप ऐसे बोल रहे हैं लेकिन I can't tell this to my parents हमारे वैसे बात नहीं होती है तो बोले कि यू टेल योर ब्रदर ही विल अंडरस्टैंड कि आई एम इनवाइटिंग यू फॉर ब्रेकफास्ट एंड स्टे ओवर फॉर लाइफ टाइम तो मैंने कहा ठीक है मैंने ऐसे पर बाय बाणगंगा आई डोंट माइंड बाणगंगा बट आई वुड लाइक माई ब्रदर सिस्टर माई पेरेंट्स टू बी प्रेजेंट एंड आई वुड लाइक योर पेरेंट्स टू बी ऑल्सो देयर तो ही सेड हाँ इट्स अ गुड आइडिया आई सपोज ही लाइक द आइडिया सो ही सेड टुमारो आई विल इनवाइट देम ऑल एंड यू पीपल कम हियर एंड विल गेट मैरिड इन माई प्लेस ओनली ठीक है तो मेरे ब्रदर जब तक जाग गए थे तो उन्होंने किसका मतलब बात तो सब हुई थी पहले मेरे ब्रदर के साथ तो इनको पता था तो देन ही कॉल्ड भाभी जी कृष्णा जी और पहले तो मजाक किया कोई ऐसे ही नाम लिया कि मैं शादी कर रहा हूँ तो कल आप सब आ जाना तो शी गेव हिम 2-3 बिग गालीज यू नो दे हाउ पंजाबीज यू नो तो देन टोल्ड माई मदर इन लॉ दे वर ऑल देयर एट आर के हाउस में क्योंकि रीटू की शादी की तैयारियां शुरू हो रही थी संगीत था उस दिन तो मदर इन लॉ जिनको हम चाई जी बोलते थे उनको बताया नहीं चाई जी मैं भाभी जी ने जो पसंद की है लड़की उसी से शादी कर रहा हूँ तो आप लोग ज़रूर आइए नाउ शी वॉज एट अ लॉस कृष्णा जी के सच्ची बोल रहे हैं कि मजाक कर रहे हैं तो शी कॉल्ड मी फिर आपको किसी का फ़ोन आया था तो मैंने कहा हाँ जी देन शी स्टार्टेड जंपिंग लाइक खुश हो गए सब लोग वहाँ मेरा रोना शुरू हो गया देन वी गॉट रेडी एंड वी केम हियर माई फादर मदर माई ब्रदर एंड पापा ही वॉज देयर माई फादर इन लॉ वो सब आए थे ही टुक हिम असाइड in another room and said कि are you serious? Because these are not the people जिनके साथ आप fool around कर सकते हैं. She's not that type of a girl. He says no पापा जी I'm very serious. मेरे को settle down होना है. मेरे बच्चे हैं मैं बहुत हो गया. I want to settle down so I'm very serious. So then Papa ji came to my father ऐसे झोली फैला के he asked for my head. I got ready here only. मेरे कपड़े वपड़े बुलाए गए वहाँ से घर से विलेपाले से. I got ready. पंडित जी आए और except family, Chachi ji was not here. He was in I think Mahabaleshwar, and my in-laws and I think FC Mehra was there. Chakravarti Chakki ji was there. शक्की मैं नाम भी नहीं याद आ रहे. His producers were all there. तीन चार बाकी कोई नहीं था. और राज जी told डब्बू you better wear a suit because मेरा भाई शादी कर रहा है तो ये बोलेगा शादी के आपने सूट नहीं पहना था. So डब्बू चिंटू सब आए रणधीर रणधीर.
क्यों डब्बू सूट नहीं पहनते थे क्या?
नहीं वो सोचा होगा कि क्या पता. देखो it was a shock for them कि ये out of the blues कहाँ से आ गया. So this was 27th of January 1969. We got married and 1st of February was Ritu's wedding. It was a very very big wedding. So it became a hangama कि ये शम्मी कपूर ने सिक्सर कहाँ से मार दिया. But that's what happened. That's how we got married.
So how was it? I mean, getting married to this
I was numb. All of a sudden जो मेरे को मतलब I knew quite a few film people because they used to come to our house because of the theatre. So all of a sudden कोई भाभी जी बोल रहा है, कोई मामी जी बोल रहा है, कोई चाची जी बोल रहा है. And Ritu and I were friends. So it was a big as a matter of fact shock for me, but it happened. I mean, I know God gave me strength to go through it. Then he called the children in the afternoon, after the marriage was over and all that, and he had asked me, would you like them to call you mummy or what? I said, whatever they feel comfortable, don't force them anything. And his sister was there. She was a big support. He was very close to her. तो बच्चे आए तो मेरा बेटा तो बेचारा 12 साल का था और बेटी 7.5 साल की थी. तो शी तो वो नो शी न्यू ओनली हर फादर एंड हर मेड. उसके किसी और के साथ दोस्ती नहीं थी. तो शी केप्ट लुकिंग एट मी फ्रॉम हियर एंड देन ऑल दैट. नेवर केम नियर. माय सन जस्ट केम नियर मी एंड ही सेड हेलो एंड पापा कैन आई गो एंड प्ले. Went away. And I had told him if they want to come for the marriage also I have no problem, but my in-laws, my mother-in-law said कि नहीं तुम्हारी शादी दूसरी है पर वो लड़की की तो पहली शादी है ना. Very considerate of them. Anyway फिर तो we got busy with this Ritu's wedding. तो सब लोग आते थे and we were like the showpiece because out of the blues he got married to a stranger, very simple like me, like no heroine. And I believe he telephoned after calling me. He called all his friends, girlfriends, that please don't know, none of you have any hopes because I'm getting married to somebody else. So sorry, but I'm not getting married to any one of you. Nice of him to do that.
Nobody created a scene, nobody objected.
No, they said, one said good luck to you, one said कि हरी आँखों वाला तो मुझे ही होगा, like that. He told me all this. That's the best part.
So what did the kids call you? I mean,
Then
you said
they started calling me mummy only. Next day वहाँ पे चेंबूर में हम से थे तो my son, you know, they all wanted to go to see a movie. So he just, somebody told him, go and ask your mother कि क्या करना है. So he came to me कि can we go for movies? I said हाँ. And I took out some money from my purse and gave it to him कि आप लोग को टिकट के लिए. So he was very happy क्योंकि 12 साल के बच्चे मतलब बच्चे, he had come from boarding school, he was in a boarding school. But my daughter just kept looking at me. She won't come near me anything. On the third day he gave me a ring which was, he had given it to Geeta ji. S diamond से लिखा हुआ था, simple ring. He said, would you mind wearing that? I said, I'll take it as a har prasad. I have no problem. I've got nothing wrong in that. So she gave it to Kanchan. He said, go and give it to your mother. So she felt nice, important, you know, 7 साल की बच्ची. तो मेरी तब से हमारी दोस्ती हुई. तो then she would stick to me, but she was apprehensive, you know, कि ये कौन है, ये आई है, चली जाएगी या रहेगी या. And I had nowhere to go. I was here only all the time. So we became friends. And then after a wedding and all that got over, he is going to Simla for shooting. Prince की shooting थी. So I didn't go with him. I mean, nobody said no or nobody asked, but I took it for granted that he is very self-conscious of going out in public with me. And I could understand. He was basically a very shy person. You can't believe it, but he was. एंड ही वाज नहीं मम्मी ले जाएंगे, मैंने कोई पूछा नहीं क्यों नहीं ले जा रहे, ठीक है ऐसे दैट लाइक दैट। आप पूरा साल हम लोग कहीं साथ में मतलब शूटिंग्स वगैरह में जाते थे, मैं नहीं गई। आई थिंक जून में देयर वाज अ प्रीमियर एट अप्सरा ओनली ऑफ हिज पिक्चर तुमसे अच्छा कौन है, उसके प्रीमियर के लिए वी वेंट टू दिल्ली, दैट वी हैड टेकन माय डॉटर विथ मी, माय सन वेंट अवे टू स्कूल and then we went for our supposed to be honeymoon in June to Europe for 2.5 months. And his brother-in-law, his sister's husband, he was an outsider, not a filmy person. He helped me a lot, knowing him and all that. And my sister-in-law, Krishna ji and Umi ji, that's his sister, they really, really helped me. I mean, they taught me what are the ways of Kapoor family. They're all very traditional people, you know. Actually, you know, they देखने में मतलब filmy people है, but they all are like a normal family. And I come from a joint family. For me, it was very easy to get sort of, you know, इनके साथ में मुझे कोई problem ऐसी नहीं हुई थी. That's that.
Yeah, but still those parties
Yeah,
and
parties were
and that you know food that they are known for, the
that,
drinks.
हाँ, वो तो एक आपको मैं किस्सा सुनाऊँ. मेरे I had a
Were you comfortable with all that?
हाँ नहीं वही मैं बता रही हूँ कि हम लोग भी नॉट रॉयल्टी नहीं पर प्रिम प्रॉपर खाना कैसे खाना है, छुरी कांटा इधर से सर्व करना एंड ऑल दैट. एंड आई हैड अ वन पर्सन फ्रॉम भावनगर हु वाज माय बेरा और वट एवर बिग मैन एंड अ मेड. तो यहाँ खाने पे सब आए तो हमारे घर में पुलाव बनता था, तो उसमें धुआं निकलता है ऐसे. सो पापा जी एंड वी वर ऑल सिटिंग, पापा जी पुट हिज हैंड देयर एंड सर्व टू एवरीबडी एंड दैट मैन हु वाज माय सर्वेंट ही फ्रोज. I just did that to him because that's way of showing their affection. Papa ji would take it with his hands and give it to everybody. And that man was बेचारा flabbergasted कि कुछ तरीका है. ऐसे हम लोग का ऐसे ही तरीका है. लोग एक पेशावर के लोग थे. So these sort of things was little different, but then I knew how to adjust, you know, because this is my and everybody had given us 2 months कि ये शादी 2 महीने से ज़्यादा नहीं चलेगी.
क्यों?
बिकॉज शम्मी कपूर की रेपुटेशन ऐसी थी ना कि और ये लड़की जैसी सिंपल सी मतलब सिर पे ओढ़ रही है, साड़ी पहन रही है, ऑल दैट. आई सपोज आई डोंट नो बट नोबडी थॉट के मैरिज विल लास्ट. सो इट वाज अ चैलेंज फॉर अस.
Who gave the 2
Everybody.
months deadline? The
It was
family?
Family नहीं. Everybody in the papers and journalists and that was the general topic कि ये शादी 2 महीने से ज़्यादा तो चलेगी ही नहीं पक्का. So, but we survived 42 years, 44 years.
You know, from what I know and whatever I've read a little about you two, you happened to say in one interview that he had a temper.
Temper, yes.
Now, if you look at it from the movie's point of view, he was always, you know, jumping
Full of fun,
around,
yeah.
smiling, dancing, everything. What exactly was this temper?
Actually, you know, temper in this, he had a short temper in the sense that he couldn't take anything, you know, like he was say, anybody steps on my corns, I'll react. And he used to drink. He used to drink very heavily at that time. And बाहर जाए तो, you know how parties में कोई ना कोई कुछ तो बोलता ही है. मैं साथ में ही होती थी लेकिन पता नहीं चलता था. He used to get very agitated about it. But next day, I never talked to him anything at that time, but in the morning when he was all right, he would ask me, what happened last night? And I'd tell him, this what happened and you did this, and it really upset me. He used to feel very bad about it. Sorry, he used to say sorry to me about it. And then he tried his level best not to repeat those, you know, sort of experience. But he had a temper. Like he would, 2 मिनट में गुस्सा हो जाएंगे, 2 मिनट में ख़त्म भी हो जाएगा, लेकिन गुस्सा तो था. For some years, then he settled down. Of course, we had to know me properly. I had to know him properly. I used to keep quiet. I used to cry also sometimes.
Did you try to,
Yeah,
you know,
when
put
he's-
your hand on that glass and say,
No.
don't drink, stop drinking?
No, he would not listen.
You tried.
Yeah, I did. Smoking and drinking both, but unless he himself wanted to, he used to give up also. For the day, I think from the 1st of January till 21st of January, the 1st of January Geeta ji had fallen sick and 21st of January she passed away. Every year he used to give up. We used to be in jungles, 31st night को खूब पिएंगे ये वो और सुबह से नहीं पीना और 21 दिन नहीं पीते थे बिल्कुल. Not touch it also. कहीं भी जाएंगे.
Throughout his life?
Throughout, he did it till at the end. Then he gave up drinking. He stopped drinking a lot. I mean, once in a while peete the, but after a few years he had stopped drinking. He was not drinking continuously. So then it was okay. But then what happened was when in 19, we got married in 69, and my in-laws were sick from 70 onwards. Both were suffering from cancer, and they both passed away within a fortnight. So that was a big, and Raji was very busy after Mera Naam Joker and all that, very, very busy. Shashi ji was doing 4-5 shifts a day. So he just stopped working, gave up, मतलब बंद कर दिया गाना. We used to be with our in-laws, my in-laws, with them all the time. हम लोग सुबह में उन लोग मिलते थे और फिर शाम को जाते थे. इनको मेरे मदर इन लोग को गजरे का बहुत शौक था, तो वो गजरे इतने सारे ले जाकर शाम को बैठ के उनके साथ पापा जी वुड हैव अ ड्रिंक, ही वुड हैव अ ड्रिंक विथ हिम, उनको खाना वाना खिला के वापस आते थे. आई फील दैट दिस फ्यू ईयर, 1 year maybe or so, we stayed with them. They gave us so much blessings and they were happy that he was settling down. You know, मेरे को बहुत blessings उनके मिले. और he didn't work for 2 years, so it was difficult for him to, take that. But within a fortnight after they passed away, he had gone to Mauritius and he came back from there, and alone he had gone with my brother-in-law, and we found my Guruji. He didn't come to him first. He used to make fun of all of us. My father used to believe in Mahavatar Babaji. You might have heard of him or whatever. So वो connection था. He had the religious this thing. अपने नाने के टाइम पे गायत्री मंत्र वगैरह बोलते थे, but never believed in Guru and all that. But it took him 2 years, and it just happened that I never asked him कि आप आइए, आपको फील करे तो ये है. My mother had given him a picture of Babaji, we call him Babaji, कि आप को ओम नमः शिवाय बोले या कुछ भी करके, तो to respect her he used to say that, but he didn't believe in him. But after 2 years, that's again a big story. I mean, just such a, thing that it happened, and he had to come and meet him, and he met him, and he just, हम सबसे आगे चले गए हैं बिल्कुल. And that changed our life, mine as well as his, and my children. They all, and my son got married in Babaji's ashram in Uttarakhand. 5 degrees minus होती थी, जहाँ पे ना lights है, ना bathrooms है, nothing. We all stayed, Raji and family, everybody had come for the wedding.
Shammi ji used to put that tika on his.
That Babaji used to do it whenever we were with him. Babaji used to put
Did
that.
it come from there? Okay.
Yeah, that from there. I still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that, Haji. And he never told him to give up drinks or give up films or do this or that. But he gave us so much love, my Guruji. All of us, and we used to do, satsang वगैरह होता था, पर ज़्यादा करके singing ही होती थी, कीर्तन. And he used to sing very well. He used to play harmonium and sing. My son used to play ढोलक. हम लोग मंजीरे बनाते थे. But that used to be a very beautiful. We went for all the yatras with him, like Badri Kedar, Gangotri, Yamunotri, all those places, Dwarika, Somnath. Babaji used to take us, and he never drank during those times, And we had beautiful times with him, and that changed our life. We went on a different path with the family. Of course, family आते थे, जब Babaji used to come and stay here for 15 days. यहाँ हवन होता था वगैरह, and बहुत सारे लोग आते थे. And that was a different life altogether. We had that. At the same time, then he started doing the character roles. When he was offered Zamir, he asked me, because some people told him
Saira ji was his first heroine.
First heroine. So he asked me, what should I do? People are saying, how can you do this? He's sure. I said, you're an actor, aren't you? He said, yeah, of course I'm an actor. I said, actors के लिए तो कोई भी role होता है ना? It's a relation. He said, you are right. And he did that, Zamir. And that's how he started doing. And whether he got good roles or bad roles, he did work. He said, if I don't want to sit at home and just cave in and drink and eat and all that. He did, and luckily he got that computer in his hands. That changed his life. He got that, and then he gave up smoking also. And that gave him a different life. And we all were very happy together. Like my children, my grandchildren, they were all sitting with him all the time, except me. Everybody was on the computer. I'm the only one who is not savvy.
He used to smoke a lot?
He used to smoke almost about 100 cigarettes a day.
A day?
Yes. That's how his lungs got spoiled. Actually, he never had the kidney problem. He, in 2003, he was very sick, lungs problem. He was in Bridge Candy for a month on ventilator because his lungs had gone. And because he was so sick, they had to give him steroids and antibiotics and all that. That got his kidneys. So the dialysis started from that. But with that also, we traveled. till then पहले इनका एक या दो बार ही होता था, तो we used to go out of India wherever we went to Switzerland, we went to London, we went to New York, wherever, and we used to go, and my daughter or somebody would be with us. So Aditya hota tha. But then he had to have it 3 times a week. That became difficult because he used to be very weak. But जिस दिन dialysis नहीं है तो 10:30 बजे सुबह तैयार हो जाते थे. Let's go. He would take me out every day for a meal to best of the hotels or a restaurant. Every day for 8 years. 3 days in the hospital and rest of the days were ours. One day he was just going, he said, I'm just going to have a cup of coffee and come back. I take the driver and go. And I was doing something in the house. I said, ठीक है आप जाइए. तो ड्राइवर के साथ गए, 2 घंटे हो गए, 3 घंटे हो गए, वापस नहीं आ रहे. I got worried. So I called him. I said, आप किधर है आप क्या? He said, I'm just having coffee. I said, but किधर? खंडाला. खंडाला खुद ड्राइव करके.
zipped away to Khandaan and you
he
don't
used to do that. खुद ड्राइव करके पहुंच जाते थे बिल्कुल. He was very fond of driving. And actually, ये आपको शायद पता है कि last time जब भी गए, then he couldn't drive. He said, when I can't drive, what's the point of living? I said, don't say that. He said, no, I can't. I have to drive. If I can't drive, I don't want to live. He was that type. And he gave me so much courage to live the life. He said, don't just cave in. Your life is not going to be finished. You have to continue. He gave me that feeling. And God is kind. I'm managing it so far. So I was completely dependent on him. When he passed away, you laugh, I'm an educated person, but I didn't know how to fill up a check also. I was that bad.
Did his increase in weight also bog him down further and further?
Yeah, he couldn't walk about. That he used to go about on a wheelchair. We would take somebody with us, or the physiotherapy and all that he had because of his lungs. He had to have that physiotherapy. So I would take this boy with us, or we take the physiotherapist or something. We went out quite a lot. I mean, we used to travel quite a lot, and out of India. But he was not able to walk.
Was that very frustrating, that period? Such a person who's
He,
all the
even
time
if he was,
on his
he
feet,
never showed
jumping
it.
about, driving,
Yeah. Yes.
strapped on a
Because he could drive, he was very
wheelchair.
happy with that. He had his electric wheelchair. He used to, even when he was admitted in hospital, he will go visiting people on his wheelchair. He was like that. He would go to ICU singing. Once he was in Pune, we had gone for something. The whole family was there Christmas time, and he caught a chill, and we had to admit him in Pune, and it was very bad, very very bad. Luckily, the doctor over there was यहाँ के doctor के पहचान वाले था. So then eventually next day we got him in the ambulance में to Bridge Candy. We entered Bridge Candy. He started singing. Can you imagine? And ICU में जाते जाते. It was like that, and he never sort of, कि मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ, क्यों नहीं कर सकता हूँ, मेरे 3 दिन हॉस्पिटल के हैं, बाकी तो मेरे दिन है ना. So he never sort of let it cave him down.
What's that one film which you think is his best?
His best? Very difficult to say.
But one.
From what point of view? You want from acting point of view or entertainment के लिए कि?
Anything. If I put 50 movies here, which one will you pick up and see first?
I would pick up Jungli.
Why?
I think it was fabulous. He did a good job. His professor, everybody says he was very good, and yeah, he was. But I still prefer Jungli. I think he was very good in Pagla Kahi Ka also, though it was not so well made, but he performed very well. And it's so unfortunate. He could emote a lot with his eyes, but anybody never sort of explored that. He could. I mean, he was a good actor, I think, but no, he never had to act. He just jumped around and singing and dancing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was very upset when he didn't get an award for Professor.
Yes, he was. That time, of course, I was not married, but he told me so many times that he was really upset, very, very upset.
Tell me, what did he tell you about Geeta Bali ji? I mean, how much do you know about her? And you say that
yes.
you were aware of Shammi ji right from childhood.
Childhood, yes, I knew all about it. And can you imagine?
Also, as far as I know, you have all his cuttings, his interviews.
Yeah, all his everything I've got, and he
whatever
told
was
me
it.
also everything. I used to see them. We used to live on in Villepale on main that Swami Vivekanand Road, Ghodbandar Road, जो बोला जाता था. They used to race with each other. दोनों की ambassador convertible गाड़ियाँ थी. They used to chase each other. And I've seen that. And he used to come to our place, meet my brother or my father and all that. He knew them quite well. I mean, we knew them since long. I've seen them doing that, and I used to admire that. He told me about Geeta ji, everything. How they fell in love, how he got married to her, what happened to their life, and they only married for 8-9 years, and she passed away. It was a big, very, very big shock to him, and I must say that that time 6 months he stayed with Raji's place, and Krishnaji looked after him. He was non-stop drinking. That's my children also were brought up by her a lot. Till I got married, they used to stay with her. My son was in boarding school, but my daughter was in there, and it was he
Till
loved
you
her
got
very-
married means?
till I got, my son was brought back from Simla, because he was doing very badly over there. So I got him back in Mumbai, and he studied here in Mumbai.
Huh.
And Kanchan was here only all the time. And Geeta ji ke baatein bahut, matlab, she was a very mature person. She was only 1 year older than him, but she was a very mature person. She understood him and gave him that boost of whatever he needed to be successful. I mean, he was doing that Muchi and all those roles, 10-15 role kiye unhone. According to me, they were all very nice. But anyway, she got him that new image and helped him to become the Shammi Kapoor, the rebel star.
So, what was the love story that he told you? How did they fall in love?
They were they met her here in Mumbai, I think on the rebound from Nutan, maybe. I'm sure everybody knows about it. And she had a terrific sense of humor, I believe. And he also, and she also sang, and he used to sing also. So un log it could click ho gaya. And then he was shooting for Rangeen Raate in Ranikhet. So Kedar Sharma ki picture thi, and Kedar Sharma had given her the whatever. So she was supposed to go, and he insisted that she goes there. She didn't have any role, but to be with him, she said, I'll play a boy. She played a boy's role in Rangeen Raate. Heroine was Mala Sinha. And that's where they fell in love with each other. And for a while it went on till she didn't say yes to him, and one fine day she said yes to him. Middle of the night came to Bani Ganga and got married. That story sab jante hain. So that was a beautiful story, isn't it? It's so sad that she died so soon.
So, tell me one film which he shouldn't have done, which Shammi ji shouldn't
God.
have done.
Quite a few.
Okay, let's hear quite a few.
मुझे नहीं याद है. I don't want to say.
Now, I'm not going to insist on one.
No, I'm not remembering any which he did. He was not good. I don't remember. No, next.
Okay.
I can tell you one thing about Geeta ji. When we had come to Mumbai, we had gone to see some shooting. She was shooting with Bharat Bhushan. She was in a very lively, funny mood. So, I must have been a teenager. 15-16 साल की थी शायद. तो मैंने autograph लिया. She has written, remember M and remember E, put them together and remember me. How uncanny, I always remember her. And whenever Apsara was open, then we had two premieres.
And you weren't even married that time.
Married? I had just come to Mumbai. I just was a fan of Shammi Kapoor, that's all. Yeah. And she was not married either.
Yeah.
And when she had, we had the premiere of Sangam in our theatre. Morning premiere was ours and evening was Raji's. So she had come in the morning with a friend of hers. So I was just taking her to her seat. We were just personally taking our guests to. So I said, Shammi Kapoor's wife, I must take her to her seat. So she told that friend of hers that, badi changi cheez hai. I didn't know Punjabi at that time. But later on, that other lady who was with her, she was his Raki sister. So she told me, said, do you know that she has said this about you? I said, what does changi cheez mean? She said, very nice person. I said, I got her blessings. What else do I need?
Tell us about these parties, which Shammi ji used to have, Rajji used to have.
Yeah.
Were these parties different from each other? The ones
Yeah,
which Shammi ji had and the
see, इनका क्या होता था कि before I was married, he used to have parties whether he was in house, he was in town, or he was out of India. There's some people. There used to be a khana of paya and biryani and pulao and all that for 20 people. बना हमेशा फ्रिज में रहता था, whether he was there or not. And his so-called friends used to have their parties. They used to have gambling sessions here, drinking, and all that used to go on, which stopped after we got married, and some people were very offended by that also. Well, those days were there. That was 5 years he did that after Geeta ji passed away. But his parties were like his friends and unit people, and he used to be very fond of.
And those who got offended were actors or producers or
No,
directors?
there's one lady. She was supposed to be his friend, like a pal, and we were going for some trial. He was coming from shooting, and he said, "I'm out. I'm जाएंगे शक्ति समंदा की picture की कोई trial थी, तो I will go for that. So we'll have dinner out somewhere something." I said, "ठीक है." So I was getting ready. This lady just walked in and said, "कि I've got some guests from." She used to get her guests. This guests of mine have come from Delhi, and I've come here. So I said, she called him from here. So he said, "But I told you that I'm going out and I will not be at home." He said, "It doesn't matter, no? You carry on. I'll have my party in here." So she said, "Don't come. I'm going with my wife for this thing." And he told her very politely, but she didn't take that cue. So when she came, I was so petrified, क्या होगा, because she was supposed to be a good friend of his. So I just went out and gave her the खाना पीना जो भी मतलब ड्रिंक्स विंक्स खोल दिया, वो अपने आप ही बार खोल के शुरू हो गए थे. तो my husband was having a bath, नहा के बाहर आए, तो he told the lady that I told you that bar is closed. My bar is, she was very offended. I was so frozen. How can he tell? Because I was very naive, I had not experienced all these things. She was so upset, she never came again to our house. But that's how he was that strong, that he could stop it like that. Other person might not have been able to do that, but he said, "I'm sorry, the bar is closed." And he walked out.
Heroine who suited him the most?
Heroine? I think Nutan. Who else? Some suit kare. Ye all new. Asha Parekh was very good. Geeta ji used to carry her on her back and go about during Dil De Ke Tuko time. And she used to do her makeup and all that. And I don't know how it started, but she used to call him Chacha. And she calls me Chachi. Still, she keeps good relationship with me.
I'm still visualizing those car races which Geeta ji and Shammi ji had.
It was.
Jeetta kaun tha?
They used to just whiz past our house. That's what I used to do. I think Geeta ji used to win because she was very good. She was a very brave woman, I suppose. Started working at the age of 13, 14. Not a joke.
Weddings in the Kapoor family were also a very big occasion.
Yes.
Tell me about
yes.
Randhir's wedding. Tell me about Rishi's wedding.
उससे पहले रीतू की जो शादी हुई, जो मेरी शादी से पहले, that was the biggest because it went on for 8 days. खाना पीना, बाप रे, I've never seen such खाना पीना anywhere. I come from a royal family, but still I can say that was amazing. And what food and what guests and who all was serving that time. Rajendra Kumar, Manoj Kumar and all those people, and of course the Shashi ji and my husband. तो सही जो भी कैसे थे उन लोगों को ये लोग सर्व करते थे कि भाई हमारे गेस्ट आए, हमारे बेटी की शादी है करके. तो it was very beautiful. And Papa ji was, he was like I don't know, he's like a Sant Mahatma. He was a very different person. I never felt out of place in the house with the family because they all had very good values of the family plus customs and bade chote ka. Abhi talak, I can say that very proudly that my husband has gone since almost 12 years. But everybody from top to bottom, each bachcha, bahue, they all have been very, I'm the eldest now in the family, but very respectful, and they don't do anything wrong, like, unke wo liyaz rakhe hain. That's very creditable. In spite of being so popular, so rich, so whatever, they still have those values. That's a good thing. So that's, I feel very proud of the fact that I'm a Kapoor Bahu.
So tell
parties, Randhir's shadi was great thing, but the thing is my father-in-law was very sick at that time. But when the ghodi pe chad ke ja, I saw that, he had very high fever. He was called red, but he danced in front of the ghodi. मेरे पोते की शादी है. मैं आपको बोल रही, मेरे रोटे अभी खड़े हो रहे. I mean, it was such a beautiful. I mean, we all were so touched that that man is dying. He was suffering from cancer, but he danced in front of the ghodi. मेरे पोते की शादी है.
That deserves maximum applause.
Yeah, he did.
And Rishi
की भी वैसे ही बहुत बड़ी शादी थी और by then we are all veterans now. हमको सबको मतलब पता था कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं. 8-10 दिन से शुरू हो जाता खाना पीना, कार्ड्स बांटने खूब पर्सनली जाते थे हम लोग सबको इनवाइट करने के लिए and all that. And because this ऋषि की शादी तो my in-laws के passed away जब भी हुई थी तो Raji was there, but that used to be also a very big event. And we used to, same thing, खाना पीना and घोड़ी पे चढ़ने के टाइम पे ऋषि was very nervous. पकड़ के मेरे मियाँ ने बिठा दिया था घोड़ी पे. And then so like that.
How is your equation with Babita ji and Neetu ji?
नीतू के साथ I am not met her. I don't meet her so much. But when I got married and after a year or so, Dabbu also got married. They were staying it close by here, Silver Arch mein. So we used to meet a lot, and we were friends because we were both newly married. So I had that good relationship always. When she was there or she was not there or whatever, she was with us. We in the middle of the night so many times we had gone and sorted them out also, my husband and I. Dabbu is also very fond of my husband. But we had a good, I had a very good. नीतू के साथ भी बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन उसके साथ इतना मिलना नहीं हुआ है. While चिंटू के साथ we did lot of films, so outdoors में जाते थे. Plus he did two couple of times we went abroad to New York, I mean to US for those shows. So you are together, then you become more, I mean, you know, that we're going shopping together, Chintu and I, and we both were very fond of shopping. So he used to take me around.
Let's conclude, Neila ji, by asking you about your biggest sacrifice. You know, the biggest sacrifice which I think you made was that you decided that you won't have kids.
Yes, I did decide.
Was it entirely your decision?
100%. 100% my decision. And my in-laws, especially my father-in-law and my family never forced me, but they did ask questions. But it was, you know, one day I was very close to my sister's children. And after I was married, I'd gone to visit them and they were both missing me. So I was sitting in my lap and I was consoling them and all that. My husband came from shooting and he saw that. He didn't say anything at that time, but when we came home, he just said one sentence: I will be most happy the day I see Kanchan and Aditya in your lap like that. That day I decided, okay, no, I will see to it that they have become my real children, and they have not let me down, I can say that. They both have been amazing, you know, the respect and love and care they show it to me. It was worth it. Everything is worth it. I don't regret it even once that why I didn't have. I love children. God was very kind. All my 4 grandchildren were born and brought up in my hands. I brought them up also. Even till today, they are my buddies. They come and my granddaughter, Aditya's daughter, तो अभी इतनी मोटी हो गई फिर भी गोद में आकर बैठती है और वो दादी को हग नहीं करेगी जब तक चलता नहीं.
Yeah, and Kanchan is so close to you.
She is very close. So is Aditya. And luckily, I'm all right. If I needed just one call and they all are come running. So I'd like to let them lead their life the way they want it.
But did Shammi ji tell you at any point that, you know, the decision which you are taking, are you sure?
Yeah, he asked me many times. He said, why you were not? I said, no, I'm very happy with my children. And he saw that the bond I had it with my kids. He saw that himself. So did my father-in-law, and they were very happy, and they blessed me for that. I don't know whether you will appreciate what I'm going to say, but उन दोनों के blessings से जो last 1 year we stayed with them, we got our guru, and our life changed completely. Yeah. I believe in that. That उन्होंने इतना हमको blessings दिया. And they were both, my mother-in-law was very worried about my husband because he's lost his wife, his children were small.
No, I completely agree. Why not? I mean, you mentioned that Guruji helped him to mellow down, understand things in a broader perspective.
They
That's
all
what you
give me
meant.
credit to मैंने change किया. No, it was both of us. If he didn't listen to me, how can I change him? I told him what is good and what is bad. But he listened to me and he did what I was telling him to do. So that's his greatness also. Na? He was a very big man. He was not just 10 years older than me, more intelligent, but he was more worldly wise. But he listened to me and he did change himself completely. I have to give him credit for that. And he told me everything about his life, all his good, bad and ugly, and he never let me down. That's why I worship him. I think I was very lucky to have a husband like that.
Did your parents not ask you that the decision you are taking?
They did, but probably they appreciated what I took the decision, and maybe they thought maybe that's better for me. I don't know. They were very nice about it. First of all, I was surprised that they allowed me to get married to a film actor. That is again a different story. You see, I have older sister older than me. She was married to one of the Maharajas in Madhya Pradesh, and there was a lot of gadbad in that, which we didn't know, and they started poisoning her, and we had to somehow manage to get her back. For 6 months she was hospitalized, and she lived, and she became a sadhvi, she gave up. So my parents were very upset with that. कि ये महाराजा सब मतलब है बड़ी चीज़ें हैं, but not necessarily. My husband का जब proposal आया, he was like an open book. Everybody knew everything about him. So still they are, the way they conducted my in-laws and all that, they I don't know how, I was surprised myself. I was slapped by my mother once because she saw a picture of my husband's before I was married in my notebook. बिकॉज आई केम फ्रॉम कॉलेज एंड माई फ्रेंड हैड गिवन मी अ पिक्चर ऑफ हिम, तो मैं आई कुछ हाथ से नोट गिर गया तो वो फोटो गिर गया, मम्मी सॉ इट, टाइट स्लैप.
How old were you then?
I was in college, second year of college. हाँ स्कूल में नहीं, हाँ कॉलेज में ही थी. तो 15-16-17 साल की तो थी, छोटी नहीं थी. मम्मी गॉट सो आदमियों की फोटो रख, फिल्म स्टार की फोटो रख, वेरी कंजर्वेटिव फैमिली.
Those days were different.
Different.
Yeah.
And we went out everywhere, but with my brother. He was not married. So we had 3 sisters. He used to always, and I was the last one.
I hope the good old days return.
I hope so too.
And if I start really thanking you once again, I think this interview will extend by 10 minutes, trust me. It's such a big thanks to you.
Thank you. नहीं ऐसी कोई बात नहीं, मुझे भी अच्छा लगा मेरी बात बताने को. मैं बहुत नर्वस थी, पर आपने you made me comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you, Neela ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everyone.